welcome to your reading. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where I bring you the divine feminine approach to your career and wealth, including your business, if you happen to have one. At the end of your reading today, the reading where we're going to find out whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances, we are going to wrap up with an affirmation that I am going to create for you on the spot to keep you in alignment with the messages that come through from your guidance today. So why don't we just jump in and get started? Where's my mouse? There it is. The cards that we are starting out with for you are the Legendary Ladies Goddess Oracle, the Money Manifestation Oracle. Let me let it shine on its own. No pun intended, because that's a very, very, very glossy card. And the Chakra Love card, a card from the Chakra Love Oracle deck. Let us begin. Your goddess. Oh, I love it. You got the Morrigan. You got the Morrigan. And the thing that comes up right away. Oh, I forgot to mention to you guys, we'll also be getting some further details after our oracle portion of the message. We're going to get more details from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. I absolutely love this deck for dealing with anything that has to do with healing. I feel like it's perfect for that. So you got the Morrigan, and I found it very interesting here that the key word ascribed to the Morrigan in this particular deck is rhythm. Rhythm. You know, there is a rhythm to life. There's a rhythm for all things. If you happen to have been raised in or currently study the Judeo-Christian Bible, there is a phrase that was then, actually this might be from the musical Pippin. Slightly different source. Listen, don't quote me on this, but it's possible that Stephen Schwartz, when he wrote Pippin, got this idea from the Bible. But anyway, everything has its season. Everything has its time. Yes. Okay. That's Pippin. Everything has its season. Everything has its time. Show me the reason and I'll soon show you the rhyme. But in the Bible, I think it goes something like, how does it go? For everything, there is a season, a purpose, and a time for everything under the sun, I believe is how it goes. Same idea, okay? Another way we hear people talk about this is the what comes up must come down. We hear people talk about it in terms of, we sow and then we wait and then we reap. So there's a rhythm to everything we do. There's a rhythm to life. And life really works well when we are in alignment with that rhythm. Whether for you that's defined as being in alignment with the rhythm of the universe, or it's defined as being in rhythm with yourself. And one of the tricky things about when we find ourselves dealing with a narcissist or recovering from having dealt with a narcissist is our rhythm is completely unaligned. We are a mess. We are a wreck. We are left for dead, it might feel like sometimes, And we are certainly not our truest, most authentic selves. And what I'm getting for you with us getting the Morrigan here, and if I recall correctly from legend, here on this deck, for whatever reason, Anne Shin does not say the Morrigan. She just says Morrigan, which, same difference. I mean, it's not like people call me the Shon. I mean, maybe they should. But anyway, she has dominion over, literally, some aspects of death. In fact, you know what? Why don't we grab the deck? Because as I mentioned in the intro, this is the Oracle, what's it called? Guidebook. As I mentioned in the intro, this is a new deck for me, so I don't want to mislead you. But my recollection of the Morrigan is she was directly involved with the decision over which battles were won and by whom during wars, if I recall correctly. Let's see what it says here in the guidebook. So her origin is Celtic. It says shape-shifting goddess Morrigan helps you tune into the cycles of life. So we were already on the right track talking about the cycles of life. Beginnings, middles, and ends. Rebirths. Whatever you're experiencing, it's a transition between one of these phases. Absolutely. So dealing with a narcissist, having a narcissist in your life it does knock you off your game. It does disturb your natural rhythm. Most times we find ourselves after the fact, if we have ended that relationship, out of flow, possibly off course from what it is we wanted or had planned for ourselves. If you are somebody who is still involved with that narcissist, whether you're in a relationship with them, they're a family member that you feel that you have to still be available for, possibly even take care of if they're like an older narcissist parent, those are fun. Or you work with this narcissist. You might be in an industry of narcissists like I have been for some time. And you can't escape this person. One of the keys for you is getting clear again about what being in flow looks and feels like for you, getting back in touch with your rhythm. This requires spending more time, not just alone, alone, but not just alone, specifically and deliberately away from the narcissist. There is something in how this person's brain patterns and behaviors are that just doesn't jive with you. Now, if you have watched this channel for a while, if you've seen any of my other narcissist readings, you know I am not a fan. I don't believe in them. I don't feel like they have a right to affect our lives in the way they do. So I'm always going to advocate for you to remove yourself completely from the narcissist if it is something that you can do. Right? If it is not something that you're able to do at this time, then really find a way to reconnect with your true self. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you want? What do you need? What is close to you that you could get if you would allow yourself, but this narcissist seems to be standing in the way? That is a very specific message for a very specific person, or a very specific question for a very specific person. So if you didn't understand what that means, don't worry, it's not for you. But the person for whom that is, you know what I'm talking about. It's like it's right there. Okay, so it could be for you going back to school and you've been talking about it, but this narcissist that you live with is discouraging of it for you. But particularly if there's a college down the street from you, across town from you, but they keep saying no. So bringing this back to our purpose of today's reading, whether or not a narcissist is blocking your finances, the answer is resoundingly yes. Their ability to disturb your rhythm and the cycles of your life, the fact that you can't have a clear ending from this person. For some of you, it's that you have actually moved on from them. Again, you're not in the relationship anymore, but they hover in your brain. You may actually even be doing some stalking of their social media because so they're still present for you. This is not everybody, but for some of you. All right. But if you are definitely still in a relationship with them, you work with them, you live with them, they're your family, they're your ex, you co-parent, any of that stuff, this person disturbs your rhythm, and their disturbance of your rhythm keeps you from receiving, having, and holding as much money as you possibly can. They may even be costing you money. If you happen to be a male listening to this and it's a female narcissist that's always hitting you up for money, it could also be the other way around. If you were the female and you were the higher income earner in that relationship and they are constantly hitting you up for money, or you're having to pay alimony to them, whatever the situation may be. And then getting back to this thing about the cycles of life, or the cycles of everything has its life cycle, right? So the beginning, middle, and end of something, and still being, it hasn't ended. And this connection and the influence of this person on you needs to end. And I bet we're going to get more guidance around that in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at your next card. So this next card is coming from the Money Manifestation. The Money Manifestation Oracle. It says connection. The keyword that you got is connection. Let me make sure you guys can see that. And it says a special connection will open doors for you on your path. It may be a partner or mentor, a client, or a helpful friend. I just got that there is a friend or someone that you love as even more than a friend that the narcissist always felt threatened by. And in feeling threatened by this person, they didn't like you spending time with them. They, one of the things a narcissist will oftentimes do is monopolize your time, try to isolate you, keep you to themselves. Some narcissists actually even triangulate people. So they will say and do things to put you at odds with another person. Again, the goal is the same. So whoever came to mind for you when the word connection came up, particularly once I started reading about how this special connection, this is someone who is special to you, who will be able to open doors for you. Between this and that insight that came a second ago about possibly going back to school. Going back to school can take many forms. It doesn't have to be formalized education. It can be continuing education. It can be a class. It can be a webinar or a series of webinars. It can be a special set of workshops or seminars that's being held at your local library. You know, something that's close by and available to you that you have not been doing, have not followed through on. This can earn you more money. Whatever this interest is that you have, it could be that you are looking at something where it's specific to the work you already do, and it's going to give you another credential to make it possible for you to command more in the workplace in terms of earnings. It can be a new skill that you're going to be learning and adapting to the business that you already own. So it's going to make you stronger at that. You know, one of the, like, for instance, for me as a professional tarot reader, one of the things that I am committed to getting stronger at is my understanding of the depths of astrology. Because when I listen to readers who know their astrology inside and out, it gives an extra special oomph to that reading. Do you know what I mean? And so it could be something like that for you. Say you're already someone who, maybe you're a handmade seller and you have an Etsy shop or something like that, and you've been doing throw pillows, but now you want to expand to doing throw pillows that have what's it called? Engraving is not the right word, but when you put like people's initials on them, something like that, you know. Maybe not the best example, but you understand what I'm saying. So whatever this is that has been an interest of yours that you could use more training around, that is coming through for you. And then in terms of this connection, there is someone that you know who will be an asset to you as you move forward. This person is going to, as it says here on our card, open doors for you. So they may be connected at the program or the school that you've been thinking about. They may be connected at what's it called, a business or a company, a corporation where you would like to work. They may be someone who's been advocating for you for a while to you, you know, offering to put in a good word, to write your reference, but you haven't felt ready to move forward. You haven't felt ready to take a step. You haven't felt ready to do something about it. And a lot of that is because of the in your head that the narcissist likes to do, you know? They talk against these goals that you have. They talk against your desire. They talk against your advancing, because you have to remember a narcissist never wants you to surpass them. And the irony is oftentimes when we meet them, we're already far past them. Like is that something that you found in your own experience? When you think back to who you were when you met this narcissist, or again, if you're in a situation where you have several narcissists around you, and there may be one that you know, you're very deeply connected to, closely connected to because of marriage or working together. And you felt a certain kind of way about yourself when you met them. But over time, in dealing with them, talking to them, adjusting yourself for them and their supposed comfort level, because you know it changes all the time, you have felt smaller and smaller and smaller, more and more diminished. It felt like less and less. Not just less in life, but less of yourself. That's what they like to do. But that person that crossed your mind. Now, for some of you, it could be that there isn't such a person that has crossed your mind yet. I'm still getting that it is someone that you are close to that is going to be this connection that opens doors for you. So it might be something is about to change in the life of someone you know and know very well, or very close with. Excuse me, this candle is getting in my throat. It could be someone that you are close with, but a promotion in their job helps them help you with what it is you dream of doing. Or they're meeting someone that, you know, maybe in a social event, again, maybe through work, maybe a relative of their spouse or significant other or something, they somehow come across, connect with a person who is a good connection for you, and they know that you have an interest in the thing that this other person does. So keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and do not let the narcissist convince you not to move forward with your goals and dreams, not to research the possibility of enhancing your knowledge and gaining more training, getting new training or additional training, your choice, and let yourself reconnect with this person. And when they say, hey, I want to help you, or I want to be there for you, or I have someone I want to introduce you to, take them up on it. Okay, we spent a lot of time on that one, but this is like, it's, you know, when it channels, and or as I channel. And this was coming through as like a message you absolutely have been waiting to hear. You've been waiting to hear this. Okay, and then your final card from our oracle, expression. Can you see that? Express your true self. So this is our throat chakra. This again is the chakra love cards that is given to you in the card as a modality for healing or helping to rebalance the chakra that has come up. So you guys got the throat chakra. We got expression, and then again, express your true self. The world needs you. Your message is your power, is what I'm getting to tell you. Your message is your power. Someone needs to hear what you have to say. Someone needs to know what you know. You may be someone who's worked in a field for a while and you've been wanting to or feeling like you would be a good teacher or coach in that area, but you haven't felt empowered to take such a step because you have been beaten down, made smaller and smaller and smaller, less and less and less. But I'm getting that you would be a very good teacher. There is a nice way. I'm getting there's two camps of you out there. Some of you are very patient and nurturing in your way of communicating with others. This would make you a good teacher because others would learn from you just from the simple fact that you are patient with them as you disseminate the information and they begin. It takes time. It takes time for people to take things in, right? It takes time for them to get it, for them to eat it, as I like to say, to ingest it, to really own what we're teaching them. And then for some of you, I'm getting that it's not so much that you have a nurturing energy, but you're just a very clear and succinct communicator. And so when you speak, people get it. You speak in a way that anybody can get it. So expression is called for here. And I'm getting there's a double meaning for you. Okay. So it's not just expressing expressing yourself through your work, whatever the work is that you are feeling called to pursue, called to do, called to study and grow in. Oh, shoot. Look at this. My goodness. Storyteller. What's your keyword? Expression. Yeah, definitely my artists are here. I know that several of my viewers are artists. Some of you are business owners. Some of you are just, you're neither a business owner or an artist, but you are committed to and devoted to building your wealth, maybe even career driven. But anyway, storyteller. I have this particular card here, even though it is not a goddess. She is an archetype because I identify as a storyteller. It is one of the things that drew me to acting. I've always loved stories, and I, as you can tell by the fact that I never shut up, love communicating. Keyword here on her, though, is expression. Keyword here for you with your chakra. So do some work around that throat chakra. Start to feel, again, like you have the right to speak. Not just in the message that you have to share for the world or the thing that you have to create for the world, the business that you might need to start for the world, but just even expressing your thoughts and your feelings again without fear of criticism, without fear of judgment, and without feeling as though you need to prove yourself. Okay? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You can hold whatever view or opinion you have just because it's yours, period. Or need to convince anyone about anything. You don't need to convince anybody anything about you or about a subject. Okay? So double meaning there for you. Definitely do the throat chakra healing. Use some lapis lazuli. Was it lapis lazuli? Yeah, it was. Use some lapis lazuli if you feel called to do that. But get back into your rhythm. So we got rhythm too. So we have expression and we have rhythm. So your rhythm has been, you've been knocked out of it. But as you reestablish your personal rhythm, as you realign with that which is your heart, your mind, your soul, your gut, your physical self, it will become easier and easier for you to express yourself and create and innovate, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that some of you guys are going to increase your learning in some way. And I am getting, again, to tell you, it does, for some of you, it could be doing something formal, like a 4-year program, or going to get, doing a master's program, or a, if you haven't done college yet, maybe going back to college. If you haven't gotten your high school diploma, maybe doing the GED. It could be formalized things like that. It could be getting, postdoctoral, things like that. But for the majority of you, I'm getting it's enhanced learning. And it's learning something either that you are already somewhat familiar with, or you've got an adjacent skill or knowledge, or even something new, but in either of those three things in a way where you are learning in a short amount of time, with or without credential, For somebody here, I know who it is too. I know who you are. And I know who you are when I say this. You want to be a life coach and a mentor. You know who you are. It's one of my clients that also watches the YouTube channel. You know who you are. And this is coming through. You can become a certified life coach. You can become a life coach without getting certified, but you can become a certified life coach as well. Same thing with if you happen to love personal finance, but you don't feel like you can talk to people about personal finance. Sure you can. Sure you can. And if you feel like you need the credential for it, you can become a certified financial planner. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a lot of time. But doesn't necessarily take a 4-year degree. And but you do have to have, actually, I think you do have to have a 4-year degree in finance. But don't quote me on that. It's my favorite thing to say. All right, let's take a look. Let's get you some deeper guidance from the tarot. And then we will be getting, I will be creating, I should say, on the spot, your affirmation to keep you aligned with your path. All right. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles. I'm going to pull the other 2 cards before I begin interpreting. Actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, okay, some of you guys are already high income earners, or you have a lot of money because you inherited it from somebody. Access to cash is not a problem for you. Access to money, or rather should not have been a problem for you. But because you might have been a target for the narcissist because you had these means. That's a hard thing to hear, and I probably should have eased into it. And I should have done my loving voice that, I can't like fake it, but I've noticed when I listen to the readings that I have tones depending on what I'm saying. And I'm sorry if that was harsh, and I'm sorry if that was shocking, but you already knew it on some level or suspected it. Right, so whether it's that you had access to a lot of money because you were a high income earner, or because you had connections with people who have money, or because you inherited money and had access to that, this might have made you a target for the narcissist. And 2 things are coming through here, okay? Again, the message to remember who you are. And this has to do with who you were before you met this narcissist. And then the other piece of the message is you will recuperate. I'm getting that you had access to this money, or access to someone's money through connection, and you utilize that for the benefit of that narcissist. And it may have depleted your funds in a way that you feel is not recuperable, or you fear more so than it being true, particularly if you earned and built this fortune on your own and it was not handed to you. You did it before, you can do it again. It just might take a little bit longer. But remember, you are the resource. You are the money. Your ideas, your thoughts, your actions that you take, your knowledge, your ability to communicate and to negotiate too, but I meant to say network with others. You're the conduit. Okay? You are the generator of the wealth. The money was a byproduct of the energy that you move through in this world, or the energy that you move as in this world. The energy you move through this world as, that's what I meant to say. The money was a reflection of the energy of you. Okay, so let's get you your next card. In terms of, I see this one wants to come. Okay, so yes, okay. Your heart is still broken over what this narcissist has done to you, as you think of it, has done to your life. It's not that. It ain't that serious. Yes, they have definitely done something to you. Yes, what they did to you was not right, was not fair. Listen, this is applicable whether the narcissist was a romantic partner of yours or not. Lover's card is not just about romance. It is actually about reflection. A lot of times, at its core, it's about reflection of the self, because whatever relationships we have, whatever interactions we have with other people, there is a piece of ourselves that is reflected back to us in that relationship. A lot of times the Lover's card, depending on what I'm reading in the position of the card, can be about self-love. Okay, and let's take those two together. Okay, let's talk about this connection that you've had with the narcissist historically, and let's also talk about the self-love piece. I want to start with the second. In the self-love piece, your ability to love yourself is blocked right now. That is an obstacle for you. This is why you cannot see yourself clearly, why you have forgotten that you are the generator of that wealth, that you are the conduit, that you are the wealth, you are the money. And getting back into the rhythm, your personal rhythm, okay? That is blocked right now. But as soon as you're ready, you can start taking steps to unblock that side of the self. And I think the first step is expressing yourself. If you're not comfortable standing up for yourself with the narcissist yet, or talking back to them, or even sharing with others, start by writing in a journal. Start by writing your true thoughts and your true feelings, your true wants and needs and fears and all that other jazz, in a way that you get to see it on paper. So you will be expressing yourself through the writing of it. And then when you see it on paper, and I really do advocate for journals being paper, there is something very therapeutic and empowering in writing our thoughts and not just typing them, that is going to realign you with yourself. Also, I want to give you something that I did. So a long time ago, I had this really, really bad relationship with someone that I loved very dearly. And we had the same relationship over and over again in 7-year increments. Yeah, I was cuckoo once too. And when it was the final time, first of all, I knew it was the final time because I didn't want that with this person anymore. Something happened one day where I realized I was not honoring myself. And if I had honored myself more, I would not have had the experience I had with him, right? So as I began to crawl out of that, then the devastation that was my life at the time, I instinctively one day, this is before I learned anything about manifestation or identified as any kind of a magical being at all, had never studied any goddess anythings, just very naturally whipped out a white piece of paper, like printer paper, and took a red pen, and I wrote down a list of things: favorite flower, favorite food, favorite song. Very basic things that sometimes we don't remember about ourselves, particularly if we have a habit of getting into relationships with people that overshadow us, or having relationships with people, whether it's romantic or not, a parent or sibling, or all your siblings, or your work environment where you're constantly overshadowing in trying to get on well with these other people. You start abandoning yourself. We abandon ourselves long before anybody abandons us. The initial abandonment, that wasn't our fault. Some dumb parent did that, But the pattern of abandonment or self-neglect in relationships, it only happens when we are not being there for ourselves, when we are not honoring what we think, feel, and need, when we are not expressing ourselves. So I want to give you this as an exercise to try. I wish I still had access to it so I could share it with you. But start with that, and the stream of consciousness will kick in, and you'll come up with more items for your list. A place you'd like to visit, something you'd like to try, all these things. Don't make it just a bucket list, though, because bucket list is tricky. It can oftentimes make us stay in the energy of maybe one day this might happen to me if I'm worthy enough. That's not what we want to do. This is about seeing and acknowledging and expressing who you are today, knowing that you can change that at any time. Okay. So that's the second piece of what this Lover's card, or rather the first piece of what this Lover's card might be, the self, self-acceptance, self-love. Again, it's blocked right now. Okay. And then the second thing that this Lover's card in reverse in this position might mean for some of you is the ending of that relationship, that connection with the narcissist, keeping you stuck, not moving beyond that ending. Okay, and this gets back to what we were talking about earlier with the cycles. The cycles. And I don't even know if I ever finished the thought, because sometimes my brain does that. But what I meant to say at some point earlier was, I think I did actually. Not letting it be over. I talked a little bit about the cyber stalking. Maybe you're hoping and crossing your fingers that they're hoovering you because you want them to regret what they did to you, want them to regret how they treated you. They will not. That is not how narcissists work. They will not. But getting back into the rhythm of you requires your letting go of the loss of them. Now, if it's a work environment situation for you, the loss of them might not be that you actually you don't see and talk to that person anymore, but just what you had hoped for that environment. That's also a loss. The fact that you didn't get that. You hoped you and your coworkers would get along. You hoped your supervisor would like you and would promote you. And then you've watched them completely, constantly denigrate you, but promote somebody else. And you have got to let yourself release what was a dream. Release what you thought this narcissist was going to be in your life or might have brought to your life. They did not. They did not. Okay, your final card. Let me get that for you. Your final card. I see you. Oh, yes, I see you. Look at that. Okay, first of all, can we just talk about the fact that you got two major arcana? Two major arcana here. So the Sun card is what you got here. And your advice here with the Sun card being in this position and in the upright is to know, it's going to sound cheesy, but the sun will shine again. Things are going to get better for you. Things are going to improve for you. This reading right now and the steps that you're being encouraged to take within this reading right now, exploring how you might get more knowledge or more skills that will help you with your earning. This is the beginning. You might have just needed to hear someone say, yeah, you should. And now when your friend comes along, this Morgan card actually has more best friend quality. How do I say? More of a best friend energy. She feels like in a sitcom or something, she'd be the best friend more so than the lead. And so every time since we've been talking about the friend of yours or the person in your life who you were close with, this card keeps looking, this version of the Morgan keeps looking like that to me, or evoking that for me. But when this person shows up again, and I do feel like it is a female person or a feminine person, whether they are female or not, they may just have a lot of feminine energy in them. When they come to you again this next time and they have this idea or this offer of how they can help you, open a door for you, this time I feel like you're going to be open to it. You're going to take them up on it. And maybe because you're going to remember the things that came up in this reading today. And the fact that you got this big, beautiful sun card. Look how it's shining so bright you can't even see it. There we go. One of these days I'll learn. Don't judge me. I struggle with this every time I try to show y'all a card in this position. Anyway, it's going to get better. Things are actually on the road to improving right now. And there's so much yes available for you. It begins with you saying yes. You have been having this habit of telling yourself no, of closing yourself off and shutting yourself down. And I'm getting to tell you, open yourself up to what life wants to give you. Woo! And that's your affirmation. I am open to what life wants to give me. I am open. I am open Okay, so that could be the affirmation, and then the other one too. So choose or use both. I am open. But even better, I am open to what life wants to give me. Because sometimes the universe is trying to bless us and we just can't see it. Because we're mad. Or we're hurt. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay? All right, this is what I have for you today, you guys. This one was long. Listen, I meant for this entire video to be 30 minutes. No. It's like I never met myself before, and I feel like I don't know that I talk a lot. I hope y'all don't mind. Anyway, if this reading resonated for you today, please let me know in the comments. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to give this a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and definitely share this with the person that you feel needs it, because we are not ever the only ones we know who have been injured by a narcissist. But yes, the narcissist has been blocking your finances, and now it's time for that to stop. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.